Hi, I'm Hannah Kukuli, and welcome to Men's World Network. The aim of this show is to encourage men to start talking and engage in meaningful conversations through sharing their stories and journey, as well as opinions on various topics such as business, health and well-being, mental health, fatherhood, including showcasing positive male role models who are making a huge impact in our society today. So on today's show, our topic is on the modern day entrepreneur. There is a new force in the making, a new breed of entrepreneurs. They think big, they start small, grow big, and then they change the world. When we say modern day entrepreneurs, well, I'm not just talking or referring only to industry veterans who are in the game, or been in the game for a very long time, but those who are in the community making huge impact. So today on the set, I have a very special guest, the founder of K London and the organizer of Be a Better Me. He is an image consultant, an inspirational speaker, a mentor, and an entrepreneur. Join me in welcoming Mr. K Odulaye. How are you, sir? Thanks for coming.
I'm very well. Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on the show.
It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
Really good to be here. And it's a bit shocking seeing there's almost that long essay. I'm like, okay, is this person going to walk through
Yes,
the door
we're talking
any moment?
about you.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you hear about yourself, from somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
You think about all your achievements. It really is very commendable. So well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. Welcome to Men's World Network.
Ooh. Big things.
So today we want to talk about the modern day entrepreneur. What is that about?
The modern day entrepreneur, it's a very beautiful take to have on things. Well, if my summary on it would be the modern day man who looks for different means to make himself useful to the world at large.
Fantastic. I love that definition.
Your field, which is normally your field of expertise.
Right.
Your passion on wanting to give back, and also your willingness to want to learn. So it's almost the angle of aspiring, but at the same time inspiring while you're doing that.
Brilliant.
So yes, it's good to have all the money, and I want all the money and much more.
Absolutely, so do I.
Hands up for that. But the thing behind it is, while you're doing it, don't just wait till you have all the millions before you start to look back.
Absolutely.
Give where you can, support where you can. Not everything is cash.
That's right.
But try and make a difference. The thing I tell everyone, I stop asking people to be perfect.
Yes.
I just ask them one little thing.
I mean, is there any perfect person out there, really? We're just trying to be, right?
Perfection is a journey.
Absolutely.
It's not, I'm perfect.
Yes.
It's almost the way I dream of a six-pack. It's a journey, and I'm working towards it.
Towards it, absolutely. Yes, it's true.
But the honest thing I ask anyone, I tell people is just be better than yesterday. As long as you can do that, you're getting better in everything you do.
I could take that, just be better than yesterday.
That's
absolutely.
It. Yeah.
So what was the driving force in starting your own business? Because a lot of people, they have a dream, they have a passion, and they have a vision, but sometimes they may not have the courage to be able to move forward and go to the next level. So what was the driving force in you starting your own business venture?
Okay, for me, it was two things. The very first one was I was tired of being told what to wear or how to look.
Right.
And that's one of the beauties behind what the fashion industry does, which is this is what's in season. This is what you're meant to wear. And you either had that or you had the other extreme, which you had the fashionistas.
Yes.
Which is everyone dressing funky and looking that I'm not against it. And I believe there's some people that it's made for, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
So when I thought of the fashion line, I wanted to do something that was personal. And I remember back then it was called individual fashion, which is a brand that was individual to you.
Right.
And that was me trying to find my feet. And then as it grew along the way, it started taking shape, form, and it moved into what we now have it as KL London. So it's almost a sense where, let me cheeky steal the lines from Beyonce, I got so comfortable with it, I put my name on it. And that's literally why I took ownership of the brand.
Wow.
And I spelled it the African way, which is K London.
London.
So not the whole, London.
I love it. It's very unique Yes.
Well, I'm sure enough because I haven't met anyone that bears my name.
Yes.
So I wanted to be, before someone shows up tomorrow and says, oh, my name too is Kea.
Exactly.
Let me actually own it before anyone jumps on it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Indeed. Absolutely. So in terms of getting funding for your business, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. You know, young people who want to start a business, even adults who wants to start a business. Getting funding is very hard. I mean, how was it for you getting funding for your venture? Could you share some tips on how to go by doing that?
Okay, for me, it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
When I say pretty hard is I had a job by the side, which also opened up some other doors.
Right.
Which also made me meet your lovely self, ma'am. But what I started off with was created a suit for myself. Someone said they liked it, said they wanted it.
Yes.
Charged them just a bit more than what I did for myself.
Right.
Made another one for myself. So I literally started the old school way. Make one, sell it, make two, sell it, and got there.
Right.
Then as I moved along, started to look around for investors. But what I started to notice with a lot of investors, and unfortunately within my community, what I noticed is a lot of people tend to say, since you're growing, I will give you this, I would help you.
Right.
Or the wise words were, I'll patronize you and you give me a discount. And a lot of things like that were things that actually almost broke me as a business.
Right.
Which is support. Don't take away from. So for me, it was very much baby steps.
Right.
My salary supporting here. My missus still telling me she loves me when I know everything is going back into the fashion.
Family.
So that is the heart and soul.
Absolutely.
For me, that's what's kept me going.
Absolutely.
That's what still gives me the drive to want to be better and grow the brand. But for me, it was very much finding funding was really difficult. And we're speaking to a lot of people. What they expect from a lot of smaller businesses, they kind of want too much back. So I've just taken baby steps. I've started to grow it. I'm getting the right traffic. And it's just taking its own shape and form on its own at the moment.
At the moment.
I have been there, a few investors. I've started to hear some few calls.
Right.
That shows that you've done well enough.
That.
So at least you're marketable for them to approach you.
Absolutely.
So if you don't get investment, do what you can in the moment. And trust me, you will make noise, you get traffic.
You get traffic.
And based on that, people will then show interest that way. That always helps better. Absolutely. So at least you have value when you do it that way.
Is it really easy juggling family and business together? Can we actually balance for better?
If anyone can tell me it's easy, please, I will do it any tip possible. It's a journey.
Yeah.
When I say it's a journey, it's one, you have to be honest with yourself. So when I say that is, for me, there's a lot of times you can tell your family to always understand, but you need to also respect them and understand them. So I do what some entrepreneurs will tell you they do a lot, which is, I remember back in the days, go to work, do my work bit. At night, spend time with my little girl, spend time with madam, as I say. And then maybe when it hits around 11, 12, when they're going to bed, then I have at least 2-3 hours for the business, and I'm back up at 6:30.
So it's about organizing yourself and prioritizing what is
giving that structure.
Absolutely.
There are going to be the days where you might have that one-off day during the week, but I do my best to be around for my daughter a lot.
Right.
So yes, I know I have a lot to do when she goes to bed, and I can do that. Give madam her TLC time, which is important.
Yes.
Because when you hit those really rough patches, when it feels like everything you're doing is not making any sense, nothing beats a queen that can look at you and I and say, hey,
yes,
you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
And no matter what the world is saying, you can take it on.
Absolutely.
I know it almost sounds softer, but trust me, a lot of men will tell you the whole world can say no. If their queen can look them in their eyes and say
yes,
you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
It just takes away all the pressure from you, and doors actually open.
I think the family support is so important, absolutely important.
It's key.
Especially when you have a great lady in the house and someone who can actually support you, who is actually your rock.
Oh,
it means a lot.
Through and through. Which is that? Or as I joke with my friends, my Olga on top. Which is that. So it's just finding that right balance. And of course, the key thing, which also has to do with a bit of the modern man, is also letting that E go.
Yes.
Which is actually getting rid of that big E that is all me. No, just let it be.
Absolutely.
At home, there's nothing wrong being whoever you are.
You are, yes.
But the idea is that knowing you have a foundation to be able to help you take on the world is key.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
So how were you able to sort of build your customer base? I know this is quite hard for some people to build, finding the right audience, the target audience, to market their business to. How have you been able to kind of do that in your business?
So one of the very first things I learned the hard way, and I'll specifically say the hard way, is when I started, because it was suits, my password was every man wears suits. Right. So my business is for every man.
Every man, yes.
If you're everything to everybody, you're nothing to anybody. Which means, let me rephrase that. If you're everything to everybody, you're nothing to anyone. Because what is going on is, because people feel people control how you present yourself. Yes. Which is that. So what I then had to do is, and I'm still doing it, it's a journey. And what I had to do is actually create what you call a client persona. Who can buy my suits? What do they look like? Where do they work? What do they do? And the moment I started to get that, it started to look at how I changed the look of my brand, the feel of my brand, the look of my images, the way I present it. Yes, it's a suit, but maybe I need to put it in this special hanger or make the bags extra special. Presentation, or as the word we forget, brand, becomes the heart and soul of how you get things to that audience. Because you're not selling products anymore. Exactly. You're selling yourself to people.
So you now become a brand. You become the brand.
And we forget that, because you can have all the best things, but if I don't like you, I won't buy from you.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the key things I've learned, because if not for God's grace, where people, I believe I'm a likable character, if I didn't have that, I don't think my brand would still exist today. Because a lot of things, I've got more word of mouth referrals than actually marketing referrals. Right. Just based on, this guy, crazy guy, you'd like him. Yeah. And the moment you meet me, the first call, you go, yeah, you're doing it. And it's that. But of course, when you have that, you then have to look for ways to be better.
Be better.
Make the quality better. Blow them away so they go, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Stand out.
And that's a constant goal I try to do with the brand. Absolutely. And I still aspire to do every day.
You know what? It's really amazing, just commendable, all your achievements. You must have mentors or even people that really, inspire you. So who are your greatest inspiration?
Okay. Yeah. I haven't met a lot of them. God forgive me for saying that.
You must have one at least.
There's a gentleman, I'm very sure he's going to smack me on the head when I say this, which is that. So there's a gentleman called, he's my one-to-one mentor. I have a chat with him. There are a few of them out there. Yeah. There's a gentleman called Akin Salami. He's into tech. He runs a TV station, but he's real. Right. When you can sit down with someone who has numbers of presidents and leaders, and you're having a frank conversation about, mate, do it this way, talk it this way. And even when things are not as perfect, he can keep it real with you. That blows me away. There are a few other people, but they're different people that play different roles. Yes. But one of the key things, and also something I tell a lot of people when it comes to mentors, is I have mentors that also look like the next level I see myself in. Right. Perfect example. Everyone will say this is cliche, but perfect example, Barack Obama. Yes. Barack Obama, great gentleman. Read his book, love his story. But when it comes to speech, conversation, persona, outstanding, that inspires me. I want to be able to look at even my leaders in Africa and say, that's my president. I don't have that. So for me, that is what presidential looks like. Absolutely. Fashion. One of my biggest inspirations is fashion. People are going to be shocked when I say this is Mr. Tom Ford. Oh. Fashion is fun. Fashion it's a tease. Yes. It should be something that's not a uniform. It's something you enjoy. Then your personality makes it stylish. But I think we've got so much into the mindset, and maybe it's from us wearing school uniforms. That when we look at fashion now, it has to look this way. It's set away. Absolutely. It's fun. Yeah. We're all risking it. And when it looks good on you, it looks good on you. And when it comes to styling is Mr. Beckham. Ooh. Mr. David Beckham, I've never seen him wear a diamond encrusted suit or bling bling over it. But he would wear a gray suit like any one of us, but look like $1 million in it. Why? Because he understands, his brand.
His brand.
And that's where a lot of us are missing it. It's not the logos you wear, it's the
Absolutely.
person that amplifies the brand. And with KL London, that's one of the things we try to do with people, which is we style the person, not the body. Because when we can dress you, it makes everything work in a park from there.
Wow. Fantastic. I'm sure in business you would have had some good times in terms of the highs and the lows.
Oh, yeah.
Could you share with us what that's been like? Have you had any barriers you've had to overcome? Any challenges along the way?
Business every day is a roller coaster.
Yes.
I can finish this session now, get on the phone, and I'm back downhill. It's a journey.
Yes.
But the thing is that you should always remember that you've come from a high. So even if you do hit down, notice you can go back up there. Some of the hard ones I've met along the way have been where customers have really shocked me. Because I do bespoke, you've made everything for them, you've put things in place, and then they could just tell you, I'll send you the money. And they don't send you the money. You're talking of things in a couple of thousands, if not way more than that. And then before you know it, you're chasing, then you become the chasey guy.
Yeah.
Which was that. And it was also my mindset, because when I started, I was working with Fubu's Blueprint. Do you remember the brand Fubu?
Yes, I do, yeah.
And it was for us a bias. So when I released my brand back then, it was aimed at my community, my people, which is lovely.
Yeah.
But through a lot of experience, I then learned what Mr. Sean John did, Puffy Combs.
Yes.
So he released Sean John, and his business model was, I've released the brand that's for everybody. And the difference between that is that it actually appealed to everybody.
Right.
So with KL London, it's the same thing I then did, which is I can either keep complaining that people are not paying, people keep wanting discounts, people keep saying they are wearing Armani, but they're going to do me a favor by buying KL London. Not a problem, but they want to pay Primark prices to wear Armani. So I think that's where they have the Primani. So I think that the journey behind it, one of the biggest lessons I learned, and a lesson I tell anybody in life, as well as in business, don't be scared to say no.
And I think a lot of us are scared to say that word no.
You lose the customer, but it doesn't end the world for you. No. At the same time, don't be scared to ask.
Yes.
We're in sales. So I see a gentleman that ticks the right boxes. Hi, I do suits. Don't be ashamed. Because one of the issues we have as entrepreneurs, apologies, let me quickly slip this in, because I'm being cheeky with this, I know. With entrepreneurs is we go through what we call the peer pressure of the 9-to-5s. A 9-to-5 person can look at an entrepreneur and go, oh, you're wasting your time. Because at the end of every month, they're guaranteed an income. An entrepreneur, if you're not solid enough, or if you don't believe in yourself enough, you're already going to start seeing the pressure where, well, this guy's right. Because I can see he's earning money and he's doing that. But the thing is that the guy is working for someone's business.
Yes.
Which was a name. You're building your name, your brand.
Your brand,
It's not going to be easy.
Yes.
But if you keep at it, I learn every day. It does get better.
Fantastic.
It does.
Brilliant.
Through and through.
So I know you've worked with quite a lot of young people, you know, adults and men and women as well. I mean, what advice would you give to the young, aspiring entrepreneur who may be thinking of starting a business or even going into image consultancy?
No. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do two things. First one is start early.
Start early.
Fail early. What I mean by that is when you get to a certain age, or when you get to commitment age, which is where you're in a serious relationship, or you get married, or you become a father, it's harder to take those risks because you're always thinking of come rain, come shine, these folks need to be taken care of. When you start early, you have the scars and you've learned the lessons.
Absolutely.
When you start early, you're almost rebellious in thinking, which is, they say no, you can handle rejection. When you start to get a bit older, your pride is not as fluid as it once used to be, which is that. So what I tell people is, one, start early. Two, you have to believe it.
Yes.
You have to set it to yourself before you can set it to anyone else.
And a lot of us lack that belief. We just don't believe in ourselves enough that we can do things, you know, imaginable things. Absolutely.
Which is where it kills. One of the things, I cheekily said something, which is on the placard, which is better me. Yeah. So Better Me covers the angle of training, a few things, but it covers something called showmanship, the art of public
Right.
speaking.
Okay.
Teaching people how to present
How
themselves.
to present themselves.
And one of the key issues I have with a lot of executives I've worked with
Yeah.
is they find their confidence based on what people say, not based on what they think.
Right.
And the moment they hype themselves up and someone doesn't give them the energy they've put out there,
They
it
go
goes
back.
wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to go by, I tell people, the line Mr. Jackson, may so rest in peace, gave me. You have to start with the man or woman in the mirror. The moment you can convince that one in the mirror, the world is your oysters to play with.
Wow. How did you become so confident?
It's
Because
like
a lot of people lack confidence.
it's like perfection. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
I'm not so confident. Every day I'm learning it.
Right.
Because you know the beautiful thing about it? If I make a mistake, I make a mistake.
You make a mistake and you
I
just
laugh
correct
about it, but I have to be comfortable to make a mistake. I make a mistake, we'll laugh about it or I'll apologize.
Yeah.
But it's a new thing I've learned.
I love that.
But if I'm scared of making the mistake, when I get on the big stage, then you totally mess it up.
Yes.
So have fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed. So when did you feel the need to kind of showcase your talent in terms of public speaking? I know you do quite a lot of public speaking. You're an inspirational speaker. Just share a little bit about that.
My head is getting big. Okay, so what had happened was just around the time when I was about to call it a day.
Yeah.
I went for a stage where a few customers really shocked me. I was about to call it a day, and of course, before anything else, I have faith.
Yes.
I believe in God Almighty.
All right.
So God is my first and foremost before anything else. So I got on my knees, spoke to the big guy, which is what I call him. Yes, God, but for me, he's my
a
big guy.
yeah.
He has that sense of humor like that. And I needed direction.
Yes.
And out of the blue, I got two very, very big contracts back to back. One of them was training customer service and branding with Burberry. That was amazing. That was actually the period in which I rebranded based on understanding how Burberry, such a little brand, can still have a voice and a face.
In the face. Yeah.
And then straight after that, him being as faithful as he always is, then opened the doors and gave me to become a trainer with Google Digital Garage. And literally within 3 months, I became the lead trainer. And when I came to the end of that, because there's a time limit agreement I had with the big guy, I called it the day with Google. And what stayed in my soul was this. If you, who really don't have the most perfect talent in the world, right, could come from no confidence and nothing, and within a short period in time become a lead trainer,
Yes.
there's something good about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And then it just made me start to understand that the issue is not the product. The issue is not the person. The issue is the brand.
The brand.
Which is the you.
Right.
And the more I started to do that, the more where the mission within me started to become, which is, you have the money to do all the fans, not a problem. But when I get on the inside, can you stand?
Right.
If you have to really do an elevator pitch with the moneymaker, would you break? I might still break, but I can learn how to be better. And that's where the confidence starts to get in. That's where you understand that things we do in our personal lives. I'll give you an example. When it comes to talking to someone on a one-to-one, away from cameras, it's easy.
Yes.
When it comes to talking to someone on a camera, it gets a bit harder.
It gets a little bit challenging.
Which is one big experience I've noticed. But what's the difference? The difference is you become conscious of your environment.
Yes.
So the trick about it is almost like saying the same thing you do in your personal life. Forget the environment because it's about you. Take that same humor.
Yes.
I'm going to be naughty and get in trouble here. Reminisce when you're being flirted with, when the mister is saying all the right things.
Yeah.
When it's happening, the rhythm of his voice goes in that because he's doing that. And that's the same trick with public speaking. Think of Obama speaking. Today, we're owning, we're doing, we're taking. It's a rhythm. And the moment you can keep that rhythm, you're taking them on a journey.
On a journey.
And that's what you start to do when it comes to public speaking and getting things out there. It's not about saying the best fune. So we say fune in my country. It's not about sounding Queen's English, no. But it's about even if you're speaking pidgin or speaking whatever, it's about letting people buy you. And it's about how you get that across. That makes you that brand.
Fantastic.
You. It goes back, the gospel called you. You need to invest in it. You need to love it. You need to take care of it. it's only when you do those two things is when you can actually give the world what it's meant to receive.
Brilliant.
Because we all have gifts.
Absolutely. We just need to search within ourselves and just showcase it to the world. Indeed. So in terms of marketing strategies, what strategies do you use in your business?
Okay, so I would, for me, I'll focus on my three key ones.
Yeah.
One of them is networking.
Yeah.
Speaking to people. Don't be uncomfortable to speak to people. Because that is what you do.
Yeah.
I sell suits. I train people on public speaking. If I know you look like you need a suit, how are you?
Exactly.
I love your suits. But you can do it with a KL London suit. Sell. Don't be ashamed of it because that's what you're doing. The second thing is social.
Yes.
Because we're very visual creatures. Let people see imagery. Let people know that you have things to offer.
Yeah.
And then the third one is, when I say social, sorry, I meant social media.
Yeah.
So it could be on whatever platforms that fit your business. And then the last one is partnerships. So partnerships are working in conjunction with, so for example, when it comes to suits, I work in conjunction with a lot of wedding planners, or work in conjunction with a lot of hotels. If they're going to do like a catalog, use my suits. You're going to do a wedding shoot, use my suits. What happens? There's more visual, but diverse visual. So it's my suits being looked at from a different perspective rather than just mine. So it gives you a more diverse look.
Right.
And it's the same thing with public speaking.
Absolutely.
I do all this network, let people know I train speakers.
Indeed.
On the other hand, I then work in partnerships, either with councils, with organizations, say, hey, I do this.
Yes.
Let me deal with you folks that way. And network.
Absolutely. Networking is amazing. Is the key.
It is important.
It is important indeed. So what's next for you?
I'm still at beginner stage, as I keep telling myself. KL London, I'm trying to get it to the stage. I cheekily have not officially launched it yet. So I need to do an official launch.
I can't wait for you to launch it.
That is 100%. Be a Better Me is growing. There are a few things in the pipeline, which is we have showmanship.
Tell us a little thing about it. What is it about, Be a Better Me?
So Be a Better Me is based on the concept of try get people to be better. Or my cheeky thing is, anytime anyone meets me, my goal is, or my personal goal is, I want you to make you feel better than before you met me, which is that. So Be a Better Me embodies that. So it covers three key areas. One of them is I work with small entrepreneur SMEs to help build their social media and their websites. The other arm is training, which has showmanship. And then the last arm, which is, I was shocked when you sent me this information about this, is events. Because in the pipeline, I'm trying to focus on an audience I think people don't cater for, which you've already laid the first block.
Which is men.
Yes. Men we're going through a phase right now that we need to talk. It's not cute anymore.
Leaving no men behind. That was the real idea, the real vision behind this.
Which was, so when you met, I was like, okay, you're a mind reader. Because a perfect example is, for something to be used in a cartoon, so I love my cartoons. For a message like that, so I saw Incredibles 2.
Yes.
And you had the bit where Mr. Incredible, sorry, I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen snippets of it. Yes.
So Mr. Incredible is really strong, the man that can do everything. And for the first time they said, you're strong, but unfortunately we don't need you right now. We need Mrs. Incredible. And he went for a journey where he had to raise the kids and deal with not being needed. And I saw that and it just blew me away that I speak to so many men. There you go. And that's where we're going for, which is, it's not that we're not good enough, but just we're not needed right now. How do you deal with the waiting period? And too many people, you're either having broken relationships.
Absolutely.
Too many people, you're even having domestic violence, which is, rather than say, I'm not doing as good as I should, or my luck is just not running, or my favor is not in place right now, support your partner while she's growing.
Absolutely.
Rather than try break her or let your anger out on her. And that is the cycle we're going through. Right now, everyone's in a stage where women are being empowered. Beautiful. I'm for it. So while you're empowering women, enlighten. Educate men might find that being rude, but enlighten men. So we can grow together. Doing this alone cannot work.
I'm so happy we're on the same wavelength because we have very similar aspirations in terms of...
You called me here. Yeah, of course.
In terms of this Men's World Network, it's about getting men speaking, engaging in meaningful conversations. There's so many topics that we're going to be exploring.
I like that.
And it's really amazing that you're here today to share about your business and about you, your family, and how you're really balancing and juggling everything together.
So juggling,
Juggling,
not balancing,
yeah, juggling, balance.
Or maybe a one tool today. But
Yes.
it's taking shape. It's getting. I'm meeting different people. I'm sitting here right now.
Yeah.
So one thing I tell people is that something's working.
Yes.
I just need to improve and keep aiming to be better every day. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Indeed.
Which is very much that.
It's been a real pleasure
It's been an honor.
having you here today.
Thank you.
We hope to see you at some of our future events.
Oh, I'm not
And
going
also
nowhere.
hope you're going to come back again.
You have me on speed dial. Just say the word. But no, it's. I love the message. I love the angle in which this is going. There's a massive niche there because the void is getting bigger and bigger, and
Yes.
I'm happy that this would now create a bridge within that, where we can now become more comfortable with our sexuality.
Absolutely.
Be comfortable with not being the macho man that they've said we have to be. There's
Indeed.
nothing wrong with being soft.
Yeah,
Or
just being
nothing wrong with.
yourself.
There you go.
Be you.
And your platform and
better
this
me.
brings us back to understanding that
Exactly.
come,
And that was the
be
whole aim.
you.
Yeah.
you didn't tell me, but your message has put it across.
Indeed.
So tick, job done.
Indeed.
Spot on.
Indeed. I look forward to sort of working with you on the Be Better Me events as well.
See?
Yeah.
Message done. I already got someone on board. But it's when
Absolutely.
that's what networking is.
Yes.
Now I have someone on board.
Indeed.
Yes. That was the goal.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Mr.
Thank
K.
you.
London.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
So, in the wise word of Gandhi, be the change you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to connect with us on all social media platforms. See you next week.